once again. Let's see. All right, no sweat. So I see we got it. We back. We got the sound now. Salakia. All right, no sweat. We got it. We back. We got the sound now. Salakia. Good night. All right. Turn this down and all that. Let me just check the Facebook. Make sure that's on too. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. It's all right. Okay. It's all right. So let's see. You know what I mean? Yeah, smooth. Okay. Most High Christ. Alright, Salaki. You know what I mean? On, put that like that. Shalom. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ragathum, my brothers. Yahweh Shemal, Lathun Bahashim Yahushua to the sisters. Under Commandant General Yohana. Of course, you know, we've been dropping this truth all across the earth since 1969, teaching so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. You know what I mean? And, you know, right now, the time that we are currently in, you know what I mean, is one to definitely observe, you know what I mean? Observe this time that we in and understand that we are in the last days. You know what I mean? And with that, with us being in the last days, there should be a sense of urgency amongst so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. A sense of urgency for us to discover what our real identity is, you know what I mean? And what our heritage is, you know what I mean? And truly separate from this kingdom spiritually and you know, in every form that we possibly can. You know what I mean? Spiritually, physically, or what have you. You know what I mean? And really lock in and come to our own. You know what I mean? That is definitely of great importance for right now. You know what I mean? Because this whole society that we are currently, you know, under is crumbling. You know what I mean? And the UPK will emerge as the ruling authority of the earth. You understand that? So, you know, definitely it's time to get locked in. You know what I mean? I don't even understand how, you know, we so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and we don't even understand, you know what I mean, as a people. You know, as if that's not as if that's not, you know, the most important thing for us to identify right now is ourselves. You know what I mean? Amongst all of the commotion, amongst all the crisis, you know what I mean? What we need to do is really understand who we are. You know what I mean? We need to come to a sincere realization that we are completely absent of who we are, and we suffer from an identity crisis. You know what I mean? And thinking that we African American. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even understand how we think we African American when Africa, you know, in America, are named after two European explorers, Amerigo Vespucci and Scipio Africanus. You understand? To even identify yourself as that is, you know, it's incorrect. You know what I mean? It's inaccurate. You know, even if you observe it with a basic understanding of just life in general. You know what I mean? With a basic concept of lineage, you can clearly discern that we are not African Americans. We can clearly discern that we are not Puerto Ricans. You know what I mean? We're not a port of riches. We can clearly discern that we're not Dominican. We're not loyal dogs. We can clearly discern that we are not native Indians. You understand? Like, we are not savages. Like, how and that's why our oppressor is such the devil that the Bible speaks of, because how he gonna call somebody, how he got the audacity to call somebody a savage when he's the most savage beast in the field. You understand? There's nobody more savage than the oppressor. You know what I mean? Nobody has raped more than him. Nobody has robbed more than him. Nobody has lied more than him. Nobody has stole more than him. Nobody has murdered more than him. And then he got the audacity to turn around and call the so-called Native American Indians savages. Good night. It's ridiculous. And or Haitian, you know what I mean? Like, how in the heck we calling ourselves Haitian? That's another thing that comes from our oppressor. You know what I mean? And we shouldn't cleave to what was given to us by our oppressor, but rather we should look at what our oppressor has done to us, and we should look at how he's destroyed us mentally, spiritually, physically, and we should want to find a solution and find a way to restore our people, us, back to health. You understand? That's what we should aspire to. You know what I mean? Let me pull a scripture real quick. Bear with me 1 second. I just want to get that. Hold on 1 second. Salakia. If y'all got any questions, also, you can go ahead and you can put them in the chat on the YouTube or the Facebook or what have you. And when you do that, I'll be certain to get to your question. I just don't want to say the scriptures and then don't read them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to say the scriptures. You know what I mean? So let's go to Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. All right? Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. All right? Y'all come on there, get there with me. We're going to go there. Isaiah, the book of Isaiah. All right? Chapter 1 and then verse 3. No sweat. All right? Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, the ass his master's crib. But Israel, now the ox knoweth his owner, the ass his master's crib. Now this is making a tremendous point here. You know what I mean? Because as we all know, the ox and the ass are two dumb animals. All right? They're animals with a low intellect level, yet and still, they know who they belong to. You know what I mean? They know what they belong to. So let's read on. But Israel doeth not consider, but Israel doeth not know. Like, that's what I'm saying. We don't even know who we are as a people in 2020. We still identifying ourselves by the names that our oppressor has given us. You know what I mean? Like, we still using our slave names. We still going by that. You know what I mean? Which is absolute insanity. And we should really, like I said, come to that realization and say, at least just say, let's just have the talk about who we are as a people. Let's everybody come to the table and present their argument as to why you think we're African, why you think we're Dominican, why you think we're Haitian and Jamaican and West Indian or what have you. Why do you think we're this? You know what I mean? And really bring it to the table. And like if that's not something that is absolutely necessary in a time like this. Now, amongst all the police brutality and whatever else, that's going on out here in the earth, it might seem like something minuscule or it might not seem like a top priority, but it definitely is a top priority because, if we could really come to the table, sit down and give give a definitive answer as to who so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are, ethnically, authentically, then we would be able to make progress. Because now we all divided, and then now after we do that, now we come and find out what our spiritual system was. What was the spiritual system of our forefathers and foremothers observed? You know what I mean? And then that comes into place. You know what I mean? Now, if we really talking about separating from our oppressor, we talking about separating from the oppressor, and um, that's the way that you do it. Because now we can separate from the oppressor spiritually. You know what I mean? We can free ourselves from being so dependent upon him and his kingdom. And you know, our unification won't be determined by a riot. You know what I mean? Like we come together when it's time to riot in the streets and things like that. You know what I mean? All of that's cool, and the zeal and everything like that is solid or what have you. However, it's just not, it's not productive in the slightest. We've been marching, we've been rioting, we've been coming together and joining on the streets, and now everybody, what's going on, brother? And I like to see it like that. I like to see now, our people are waking up, and we in the streets, and what's going on, God, and stuff like that. We trying to find something and saying peace, brother, and things like that. When before it might have just, you wouldn't have said nothing to a brother or what have you. You know what I mean? And you starting to see that it's a whole different spirit that's taking hold on the kingdom amongst our people and our world. You know what I mean? There's a whole different spirit now starting to shift. Now our people are a little more, aware as to the true character of our oppressor and him being the devil that the Bible speaks of. Him being the murderer that the Bible speaks of. Now it's a little, it's not like we poking at him. It's not like, we just got a thing for him that's personal and we just want to talk about him and, all y'all say is the oppressor, the devil and all of that. Now it's not that. Now you can see as to why we've been saying it on the street corners since before, all of the recent acts of police brutality and use of deadly force. We've been saying it. Now our people can see why we've been saying it. But now that we can see it, now it's time to really do something about it. You know what I mean? Rioting is not really doing anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Rioting every single day is not really doing anything about it. I just seen in now initially the protest, the riots that was going on in Boston, it was about what? It was about the brother who was choked out, who got the knee put on his good night. I'm about to get that. That's disrespectful. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me 1 second. George Floyd, Salakia. You know what I mean? I don't know how, you know what I mean? Our oppressor is just such the devil and such a murderer. You know what I mean? He's killing our people every single day. You know what I mean? It's like, the list of names is eternal. It will never end. You know what I'm saying? But George Floyd, you know what I mean? So the recent riots that were going on in Boston that was happening on a daily basis were specifically for and against police brutality and police reform and things of that nature. Although police reform, is not really anything, but I don't want to digress from what we're talking about. But that's what it was initially about. Now we going around, like this is the problem with that Black Lives Matter garbage. You know what I mean? Because now what's going on is they're marching for what? You know what I mean? This is so diabolical too because, right when all the brothers is getting riled up and, everybody's getting real aggressive and solid and, they hitting the streets and they angry at the police and they setting cars on fire and tearing up stores and all of that. Now that that's going on, guess what the most recent protest is about? The most recent protest is about black transgender rights and equality. So now we're not filling up the streets for George Floyd no more. Now we're filling up the streets for black transgender rights and equality and things of that nature. And they mad because Donald Trump is cutting bills that supported their transition from a man to a female physically and what have you. Yeah, okay, now that's what's going on. And the reason why it's so diabolical is because, and this is why we need to know who we are as a people, and we need to know what our heritage is. We need to know what, because if we wrapped up in homosexuality is still acceptable, you know what I mean, we'll never understand that, okay, this is an attack from the oppressor. If we still marching with the oppressor, and he's the one heading the whole protest, and it's his agenda, and we're just showing up on the scene, now he can manipulate the whole scene. He manipulate the whole scene, and he say, you know what? He say now, he, I don't know, of course, this is what's happening. Salakia. Desi trying to effeminize brothers, period, because it's not about transgender rights, period. It's about black transgender rights. You understand? So now they trying to effeminize brothers. You know what I mean? Now when you effeminize a brother, now when you feminize him, guess what? He's not going to tear down the stores. He's not going to fight the and shove the police and throw rocks and bricks at the police. Why? Because he's effeminate now. You know what I mean? Now he can't. Now he don't want to fight. You know what I mean? That's not it. Like a brother. A brother naturally. You know what I mean? We aggressive. You know what I mean? We grow up. We wrestling with each other and boxing and taking body shots and all of that. We do things like that because we brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's how men are. You know what I mean? We have an aggressive nature, and we do physical combat and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Women don't do that. Women is trying to make sure their hair is pretty and things like that. Brothers is trying to get it in the field and ball up and what have you. You understand? And hood box and all of this. You understand? But now they going and they doing a march for black transgender rights. You understand? This is why it's important, if you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, to find out what your identity and culture is, because now you just going with the flow. You know what I mean? You don't have any real structure. You don't have any really real leadership. You just being brought whatever which way. You know what I mean? That's why the Christian pastor could come out there and he could tell us, go vote. You know what I mean? If you really want to see change, if you don't want to see any more George Floyd, go vote, brother. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we've been voting for how long? How continuously oppresses us, that systematically oppresses black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. How in the world are we gonna vote? What in the heck is voting going to system where this whole thing is coming from? Pray to God for change. You know what I'm saying? Vote for change. March for change. We'll stop when, marching when this happens. You know what I mean? And then what? You know what I mean? If they do get convicted, then, you know what I mean? As much as I don't want it to be like that, but if it means that our people wake up, then it's necessary that they don't get convicted. You understand? Because, now you can see, it's like the whole thing with Barack Obama. You like, okay, now you put hope in we should want to see our people in rulership. Although Obama was not our people, he was an African. You understand? We are not Africans. Okay? Which is fine. Okay? All right, no sweat. But he's not. And he didn't do anything for black people. And you know what we should do? What's right about it is the desire to want a black man to be in rulership. And that's the only way that, we will see change. When so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the ones that are in rulership and setting forth the policies and making, that's when, and the only place you're going to get real righteous rulership and leadership is in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. You understand? And the reason why, and this is the thing also, right? It's because, we've understood since 1969 the importance of our identity. We've understood since 1969 the importance of our heritage. We've understood since 1969 the importance of a spiritual system, and we've proven its accuracy. It's not something that's, speculative. This is absolute factual, and we've been putting it on the line since 1969, every Saturday on the street corners all across the earth, and come out victorious every time. You understand? Because this isn't just an emotion. It's not how we feel. You understand? And that's why we are willing to go to the table with anyone. We're willing to sit down with so-called black leaders, and we're willing to put everything on the table. You know what I'm saying? We're willing to put down the laws. We're willing to put down, and prove, with history and archaeology that our people, lineage-wise, descend from the Israelites. We're willing to put it on the line. That's why you got Captain Katazai. He did the 12 Tribes lecture. He did an outstanding lecture and taught and showed, showed the archaeology, showed with different people, this isn't something that, we are of Israelite descent. You understand? Your top scholars, your college professors and so we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You know what I mean? They know that's our people are. You know what I mean? The other nations know it. You know what I mean? And that's why we willing to bring it and put it on the line, and we'll go with anybody toe to toe and we'll talk about it. And we'll see, and we let's see what happens. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we have to eject emotion out of it. True standpoint in assessing all information that is presented and really, take it for what, you know what I mean? Now we must have to adhere to it. We have to adhere to it and say, you know what? You got that. That is right. That is a fact. Get to the bottom of it all, so be it. You know what I mean? If we're trying to get to the bottom of it all, so be it. Let's do it. And then that way, we can really see progress as a people. Until then, we'll be led astray. We'll be caught up in all different spiritual systems. We can never truly be united. Never truly be united. All of this has been solidified. All of these facts have been presented and really broken down, and we've clashed with each other. And you bring yours and I bring mine, and then now whoever comes out victorious, now what? Are we gonna go? Nah, well, I just can't get with that. You know what I mean? If that's the case, you was never a brother to begin with. If that's the case, you was never a brother. You was never a sister to begin with. You know why? Because it wasn't about the truth. It wasn't about your people. What it was about you getting 5 minutes of fame. That's what it was really about. It was about you getting a little playtime on the air, getting to have fun, getting a little recognition and some fame and what have you. It was about you being the top shot. You know what I'm saying? About you being the head priest. About you being whatever, the highest denomination for Egyptologist is. I'm not aware. You know what I mean? It was about you being the imam. You know what I mean? You wanted to be someone that was the authoritative, the highest authority on the matter. Are not Islam, Salakia, are not Arabs, are not Christians. You understand? Are not Africans. Regardless if it's true or false, and if you're unable to do it, whether it's because, if you're unable to do it, knowing that it's false, then you are never truly about your people. All right? So that's what we challenge, because this is necessary for us right now. You know what I mean? That's what's necessary, because we talking about unification. We talking about coming together. If that's the case, then we'll come together with everybody and anybody who says they're a friend to us. You know what I mean? We'll come together with the oppressor and try to. I don't deal in our culture. We don't deal with people outside of our nation the same way that we deal with the people inside of our nation. You don't get the same treatment. You know what I mean? We don't associate ourselves. We don't intermingle, culturalistic practices. We don't intermingle spirituality. You know what I mean? Our spiritual system is our spiritual system, and that's what we hold to. That's what we stand on, and that's what we stay with. There won't be, me and your daughter. We coming together, and now I subscribe, and my children subscribe to both of our spiritual systems, and they play in the Kemet one weekend, and then they play in the Christian church in the other weekend, and now it's what are we doing? Causing confusion. Stand firm on it, and then we'll be solid. You know what I mean? We'll be solid for it. We'll be better. We'll be a better people for it. You understand? So, good night. His owner and to ask his master's crib, but Israel doeth not know. My people doeth not consider. You understand? Like we don't even consider our identity, and on that thing right there. You know what I mean? But we don't consider who our power is. We don't consider who our God is. You look around at all these other nations, the Asians, they got Buddha. You know what I mean? Buddha looked just like the Asians. Why? Because Buddhism is Asian supremacy. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? The Asians are the first class citizens in Buddhism. You know what I mean? Islam, that's for the Arabs. You know what I mean? Allah's a rock. Okay. I mean, I don't know Allah look like him or what have you or nothing like that for them. However, though they worship a rock and the rock don't look like them, you know what I mean? The way it's put together, it got they some more. Regardless of what Allah looks like, Allah is, to an Arab, Allah views the Arab people as the first class citizens. You understand? Imprints that on our people's head and our mind, to love the oppressor so much and so it's like them. They have a God that's for them. They have a God that protects them. They have a God that, holds them in the highest regard. You know what I mean? But who we belong to. We don't consider who our God is. You know what I mean? That's why we get wrapped up in following everybody else's God. You know what I mean? Because it's enticing. You know what I mean? When you don't have something, you know what I mean? You don't have it. You don't have the Chinese people got a God. Man, the Africans got gods. You know what I mean? Shoot, where's my God? I don't know, but I'm gonna be an African today because I like that white Jesus. Man, I like that guy. I'm gonna be in that joint. You know what I'm saying? And we just get caught up all in best power. We got the best. Our God is the only God. All of theirs is fictitious. You know what I mean? Their gods are fictitious and ours is the only authentic one. You know what I mean? That's why the Most High looking at us like, what in the heck are y'all doing? Y'all want to worship? You want to worship that? You want to worship this rock? You want to worship this stone and this cross, this wooden cross? You worship this wooden cross. You understand? You worshiping these things. All right, no sweat. I'm gonna see how that works out for you. When George Floyd gets a knee driven in his neck for 9 minutes by a racist police officer and dies from it, and there is no justice had, call on that wooden cross. Call on that Caesar Borgia that's hanging up in your living room. Call on Mother Mary. Call on Allah and see if they help you out in getting that justice. You know what I mean? Let's see if they help you out. Oh, no? Is the mummies going to come out the tomb and help us? They're going to jump up and unravel themselves and, go get justice for George Floyd? Is that what's going to happen? No, it's not going to happen. Allah delivered justice to us. Why can't Caesar Borgia deliver justice to us? Why can't the gods of Egypt deliver justice in cultures? You know why? Because they're all fictitious and none of them are relevant to us or for us. You know what I mean? Arabs will protect the oppressor. They'll protect each other. You know what I mean? Chinese will protect Chinese. They'll continue to beat our sisters in their hair salons and their nail salons and drag them out the store by their head. You know what I mean? They'll continue to do that. Buddha will protect them, right? You know what I mean? Dope. We can be protected if we come back to the only God. You know what I mean? The only power, you understand? That's who we have to come. And you know whose God he is? He's the God of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The only reason that he's not defending us currently is because we are not coming back to him and provoking him to do it. You know what I mean? So let's find out. Let's give it a shot. You done gave Christianity a shot. You done gave Islam a shot. So let's just give the Most High a shot. Let's give the Most High a chance, and let's come back to our culture. Let's come back to our identity. Let's come back to who, you understand? It will. You know what I'm saying? All we got to do, you know what I mean? Stop eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. If it don't got fins and scales, we don't eat it. You know what I mean? We separate from, our oppressor. You know what I mean? We don't give our daughters to their sons. We don't give our sons. Salakia, we don't give our sons to their daughters. You understand? We separate from. We don't know interracial marriage, none of that. You know what I mean? All these things. Listen, man. Like that's how we start observing. We come back to the Lord, and we'll see. Okay, no sweat, and the Most High will give you another stimulus check for a greater amount. You understand? The Lord will send another plague on the earth to us. You know what I mean? In order to keep their economy stabilized during all the turbulence that with white women. You know what I mean? Or sister, you don't deal with white men. The Lord will send that for you. You know what I mean? Watch. He will break down this kingdom, and that's not justice. You know what I mean? That's not what justice looks like. That's a learning. That's something to learn from. That's something to keep you awake and not to fall asleep. You know what I mean? George Floyd is awake. You understand? That's so you don't fall asleep and think, you know what I mean? That's so we don't fall asleep. You know what I mean? But that's not justice. For them cats to get convicted, that would not be justice for our people. You know what I mean? You should still, I shouldn't say that. But that spirit that's in you to riot and rebel and be against the police and all of that, that spirit, regardless of whether the police that murdered George Floyd are convicted or not, or the brother who just recently was murdered in Atlanta, that spirit should stay on us. You know what I mean? Because that's not what justice looks like. Justice looks like COVID-19. That's what justice looks like. You know what I mean? When the Lord sent COVID-19, now, we don't want to see anybody die. You know what I'm saying? We not no, homicidal maniacs, or, we bloodthirsty, or we want to just kill and murder people. That ain't how we get down. But if we talking about justice, then let's talk about it. George Floyd. We would much rather that they don't shoot brothers in the back, you understand? Because they run and they take the tase off of them. You know what I mean? Who's not going to run from a lion that's trying to kill him? You understand? Like, it's absolutely ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. We have, like, that's not what justice looks like, though. You know what I'm saying? Justice is the COVID-19. We would much rather you didn't do that. We would much rather that we should stop being mad at 400 years of slavery because 4 police officers get convicted for murdering one brother. We should forget about 400 years of slavery. We should forget about the 77 million Native Indians that were murdered to build America. Being against the police and against America and the justice system and all that, that you telling me that spirit should leave now? The spirit, you know what I mean? Because now you got to pay, and we want that justice. We are demanding justice. Not in that way though. Not to keep rioting or nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying to do. But I'm saying the spirit that is had to where, we are against our oppressor. We against systematic oppression on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, that should stay. That's people. Okay? Let's keep it there. Let's keep it solid. More COVID-19s will come. More plagues from the Lord will come. You know what I mean? More epidemics. The famines will hit. You know what I mean? The Lord hit this kingdom with a mean famine. Starting to see it. The grocery stores is going bare. Now imagine if another plague hit. Imagine if it just keep going and going. You got all these rich people, they buying up all of the things and do. You know what I'm saying? They get toilet tissue. What are we gonna do? I mean, there will be famine. You understand that? There will be famine. And greater things will come. More plagues. And wars will happen. You know what I mean? And you know it. That's more money you losing. Now in the COVID-19, in amidst the cold COVID-19, you getting the war crack off. You already losing money. This kingdom already losing now. You even more money. You know what I mean? And more money. Now they just America was never great. You understand? Not at all. You understand? And okay. So let me see. 1 second. All right. Sinful nation. What is a sin? A sin is a transgression of the laws that the Most High laid down for us. All right. You know, so like we said, eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, homosexual dealing, you know what I mean, murder, you know, stealing, lying, things that's unlawful. A sinful nation. We have become a sinful nation of people. You know what I mean? Because we want to be like him. We've become sinners just like our daddy. Who was our daddy? Massa. You know what I mean? Massa, Big Daddy. You know what I mean? We become a sinful nation. A people laden with iniquity. What is iniquity? Once again, iniquity is sin. All right? A Most High. We continuously celebrating, you know, all of these American holidays that the Lord hates. You know what I mean? The things we continuously celebrate it, and we continuously go against the Most High and what he laid down for us. We continuously caught up in Christianity. We continuously caught up in Islam. You know what I mean? All of this trash that we done, you know, subscribe to. Let's read on though. All right. Children that are corrupters, you know what I mean? Like we corrupters, and then not only are we corrupt, but now then we corrupt each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we teach each other to do bad things. You know what I'm saying? Let's read on. They have forsaken the Lord. They forsaken the Lord. We forsaken the Most High. You know what I mean? We like, man, forget the Lord. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, people be like, man, I don't even believe in God and stuff like that. And I don't halfway blame them, you know what I'm saying? Because our oppressor is such a devil, man. You know what I mean? He's such the devil that the Bible speaks of, that he'll, you know, twist the scriptures and make, because of his deception, because of how evil he is, you know what I mean, and how deceptive and cunning he is, he played a major role as to why, you know, a great deal of our people will reject the Bible. And those brothers and sisters, they'll have a right spirit on them too, and rejecting it like, nah, man, I can't get with that white supremacy stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't get with that. I just can't get with that, man. That the slave master gave it to us. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing that master gave us. You know what I mean? Slakia. Halfway got the right spirit on, right? But not knowing how cunning and how deceptive their oppressor truly is. You know, now he done put his little stain on the scriptures. You know what I mean? He done put his little stain, his little what have you on it, and now we don't want anything to do with it, when really what he trying to do is trick you out of your inheritance. You know what I mean? That's what he's trying to do. He's tricking you clean out of your inheritance. You know what I mean? And we forsake the Most High. We say, man, forget that Bible, man. I ain't messing with that Bible trash, man. You know what I mean? I don't mess with that spooky stuff. I don't do that whitey stuff, man. I ain't on none of that. You know what I mean? That thing is that Bible, that's some Christian stuff. That's soft, man. I can't be up and reading no Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. And it's understandable. But once again, don't get tricked out of your position. You know what I mean? Because that's what's happening. All right? Let's read on, though. All right? Children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. Who the Holy One of Israel? That's the Most High. You know what I mean? So now we provoke the Most High to anger. You know what I'm saying? That's why we're in the predicament that we're in. That's why we're in the condition that we're in as a people, is because we provoke the Most High to anger. So now what I'm saying is, let's give the Most High one shot. Give the Most High one shot, and let's not provoke him to anger. Let's provoke him to want to deliver justice to so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, and by not forsaking him, and by coming back to him and saying, you know what? I'm gonna pick up these scriptures, man. Come on, bust it down for me. What you talking about? You know what I mean? You know, come through with it. You got them questions, come through with the questions. We answer them. You ain't feeling it? All right, no sweat, shalom. You know what I mean? Which means peace. You know what I mean? So, let's read on, though. All right? No sweat. Let's read on. What we was at? They are gone away backward. Yeah, we done gone backwards, man. We done backslid. You know what I mean? We was up, now we down. You know what I mean? Because we backsliding. You know what I mean? We ain't going up no more. We was going up. We was up in the game, but now we backsliding. We done fell back. Because we want to get caught up in this world. You know what I'm saying? So let me see if that might be it on that. What's going on? Why they keep doing that, yo? Alright. Sinful nation. Why should you be stricken anymore? You will vote more. More the whole head of sick. Why should ye be stricken anymore? You know what I mean? Like why do we want to continue to be murdered by the police in the streets? You know what I mean? I don't understand it. Like you can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result every time. At some point in time in the game, you got to change what you do. You know what I mean? You got to change the way that you move. You can't keep doing the same thing. You know what I mean? If every time you throw a punch, you drop your hand down, you throw a punch, drop your hand. Throw a punch, drop your hand. Every time you drop your hand, the cat come around with the hook and he gets you because you drop your hand. He time it right and wait, and then he hook off on you. You know what I'm saying? If you keep doing that same, you just keep getting knocked out. You're going to keep getting knocked out. So what will you do next time? Instead of, punching and then dropping and punching and coming down low, you're going to keep your hands up. Keep your hands up, whoop, and then come back to your face. Come back to your face. So that way he can't, you know what I mean? He can't hook off on you. Or you'll get out the way. You know what I'm saying? You got to try something different. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. We've been doing the same exact thing. So why do we want to be stricken anymore? You know what I mean? Can we try something new so we don't have to get murdered by the police? You understand? Can we try something new? Can we do something different so, we don't suffer from systematic oppression? We are not the subjects of systematic oppression. Can we try something different? You know what I mean? Why would we be stricken anymore? It's like, do we like getting our behind whooped by the Lord? So if not, let's try something different for a second. You know what I mean? But, at some point in time, we have to change the game up, man. It's going to be a point in time where we got to look and say, man, something got to change here. Voting ain't the solution. Marching ain't the solution. Something has to change. We got to find something that we can really do to get it in. You know what I mean? To really make a change. Okay? So, boom. Bear with me 1 second. Okay? Okay. No sweat. That's right. Okay. Right. Got it. All right. Smooth. No sweat. All right. So we solid on that. All right. Okay. Dot, dot, dot. Salakia. You understand? So let me see real quick. Let me see. I want to go one more place. Once again, y'all make sure if y'all got any questions, man, y'all go ahead and y'all put them in the chat. Bubba Bashar, you know what I mean? If you also, which means please, and then furthermore, if you watching this, if you could also like, subscribe, share, and all of that so we could push this truth and get this thing rocking, all right? You know what I mean? I make sure I do the same today after the video, what have you. But you know what I'm saying? If y'all could, while we live with it and all of that, let's go ahead and do that. Matter of fact, y'all be with me one quick second. I'm gonna just try to shoot it off just a little bit, see what I could get it into right here. All right? No, come on now. I want to do this copy link thing, huh? All right, let's try it like this. There we go. Let's see. Dot 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 dot. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about, Rock. Right. Okay. See, Rock know what he doing right here. Yeah. That's right. We taking this over right here. Post that. Y'all give me just give me Bubba Kashar. Give me about 2 minutes. May at max 2 minutes. I'm gonna put this joint so I can get it rocking. All right. All right. No sweat. Okay. Boom. Once again. All right. You know what I mean? I at least try to get like 10 up here while we rolling. You know what I'm saying? Let me get like 10 up here while we rolling this thing out. Then you gotta throw it up in there also. You know what I'm saying? For these cats. But let me just throw boom, boom. I'm gonna do like, yeah, give me one minute. 1 minute. And I'm back. Okay? Man and no. Okay. Just keep going. What's it have where you could just click off on it? And then that way that would be much better and faster. You know what I mean? Dot 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 dot. Okay. Yeah, I got to put it here. In all of these. Cause we on that. Believe that, okay? Y'all ain't here, but we gonna get it in. Believe that. All right, no sweat. That's right. Okay. That's right. Put it right there. Right there. Yeah. No sweat. Suspect. Okay. Well, still throw it in there. All right. Boom. And then one more, and then that's it. All right. No, I probably went over a little bit than 1 minute. And then that's it. That's it. Okay. All right. Most High in Christ. This, I'm gonna clip that and delete that. Okay. We're not doing all of these things up here. Okay. Alright, no sweat. Smooth. Most High in Christ. Alright, so where we was at with it though? Salakia. Where were we? That's right. Don't. Alright, back. Okay. Salakia. You know, we had to get that. Okay. Hosea. I think I'm gonna go to Hosea next. Is that it? So lock here, y'all. Bear with me, man. Okay. That's right. See, I knew it was something like that. Let's go to Hosea. Let's go to Hosea, chapter 4, and verse 6. Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Right? That's the reason why we destroyed. You know what I mean? That's exactly the. It's not because we're not destroyed because we don't have, we don't have gold and money and silver and all the wealth that the earth has to provide. That's not why we're destroyed. You know what I mean? Money is not the problem. You know what I mean? That's not the problem that we need to focus on. Money is not the reason why we are destroyed. You know what I mean? The reason why we are destroyed, once again, is because we don't know who we are as a people. And then you don't know who you are as a people. Now you are susceptible to any, you are susceptible to an attack. Because you'll think that any attack that happens to you has to be one that is personal. You'll think that the police have to shoot you. You understand? In order for the police officer to be bad. Let's not blame all the cops. You know what I mean? Like, let's not put it on all the cops. The cops sure put it on all black people. You know what I mean? The cops see a black or Hispanic and he's got a gun. You understand? So why should we not, why is it safe to assume that all black people have a gun on them? Whether they do or not, it's safe to assume every black person, every Hispanic person has a gun on them and they will shoot a police officer. Why is it safe to assume that? But it's not safe to assume, all police officers murder black people. Why is that not a safe assumption to make? You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be a better way to think about it versus thinking, well, you know what? There are some good cops. You know what I mean? That's a better way to think about it. We destroyed for a lack of knowledge. But we don't know. Now we starting to see though. Now we starting to see that, oh, dang. I don't know this brother George Floyd. I don't know the brother that was just murdered in Atlanta personally. But there seems to be a connection here. You understand? The connection seems to be is that the police, they're against him. And they're against me. And it's not just because, of him or something that he did, because in every instance we can clearly see that the brother did nothing wrong. You understand? It's nothing he did to provoke the police officer to murder him, to use that deadly force. Nothing he did. Everybody examines it and says, what did he do? Why did the cop do that? Why do you think everybody is outraged? Because we see that he did nothing. You understand? So maybe it's not what we're doing. Maybe it's not because we're criminals and black on black crime, but maybe it's because me and him, we're the same. And that police officer knows it. And he looks at us like we're all the same. He looks at us like that. And why does he look at us like we are the same? You know why? The reason why is because we are all the same. Not because we all murderers, not because we all drug dealers and killers and police murderers and all of this and everyone has a gun, because that's not the case. But he is a racist, hateful police officer who is a murderer. And he doesn't have a taste to murder someone that looks like him. He doesn't have a taste to murder, an Asian. He doesn't have a taste to murder an Arab. He doesn't have a taste to murder, who does he have a taste to murder? He has an absolute love affinity for murdering blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's who he loves to murder. You know what I mean? And because we are being murdered, now it's like, man, you know, before I thought this, brother, I wouldn't even, I don't even give a dang about another black man. I don't give a dang about another Hispanic or a Native Indian. I don't know them. I don't care about them. Okay? And because I don't know them and I don't care about them, well, guess what? I can't, what am I supposed to do? But listen, once we say, you know what, that brother is me. I am George Floyd. George Floyd is me. That police officer tried to murder me. When he murdered George Floyd, he was trying to murder me too. You know what I mean? That's how we should look at it. And it's a wonderful thing that we starting to see it like that now. You know what I mean? It's definitely a wonderful thing. Our people were destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Here, we thought, God loves everybody. We thought, we supposed to turn the other cheek, you know what I mean? And whatever that means to a Christian. We thought that we were supposed to do all of that. We thought we were supposed to vote. We did it. But now we see that's not what we're supposed to do. We was never supposed to do that. You know what I mean? We starting to wake up and really notice what's going on out here in these streets. You know what I mean? We starting to get some of that knowledge back. The Lord trying to wake us up and show us, you know what I mean? Why do you love this? Why are you loving this man? This man is trying to murder you. You know what I mean? That's all he knows how to do. With all the social distancing regulations being enforced or what have you, a cop in this kingdom still, he will risk his life to murder a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. He'll get the COVID-19 just to kill a black or Hispanic or Native Indian. You know what I mean? You step on your neck with no mask on just to get, he'll break the social distancing guidelines to murder you. You know what I mean? That's what he'll do. All right? So we starting to wake up a little bit, which is solid. All right? Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. Once again, that's why the Lord has rejected us, because once again, the priests and prophets of the Lord have been on the street corner since 69, you know what I mean, speaking the truth according to the Most High, and letting our people know that the white man is the Salakia. Salakia. You know what I mean? Letting our people know that the oppressor, Salakia, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay? That's what we've been saying. We've been letting our people know that he's a murderer. He's a drug dealer, he's a rapist, he's a robber. You understand? And this is the true content of his character. And that's what we've been telling them. You know what I mean? We've been telling you that, but when we tell you that, we racist. You know what I mean? We a hate group, we racist, so on and so forth. All right? That's what we are. That's what we are to our people, and then we reject the knowledge. We fight for our master. You know what I'm saying? But God loves everybody. But you're not supposed to hate. But we continue to get murdered. You understand? Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. You know what I mean? You don't want to believe that our oppressor is a murderer? God forbid you find out yourself. You understand? God forbid you find out yourself he's animalistic when you get posted up by the D's. You understand? God forbid you find that out. Okay? All right. Let's read on. What was that? 4 and 6. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. Yeah, we're not going to be able to be priests, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Like, we're not going to be priests of the Most High. Like, that's clearly obvious that we won't be a priest of the Most High. We don't even believe that we the Israelites of the Most High. You know, we the Israelites according to the Bible, the Lord's chosen people. If we can't even come to grips with that, then why in the heck would the Lord even make us his priests? You understand? It's quite simple. All right? seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God. Like, yeah, we forgot the law of the Most High. Like, and then furthermore, how we gonna be priests and prophets of the Most High, and we not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord? You know what I mean? The Lord is not going to accept hypocrisy. So, you know what I mean? This ain't the Christian church. We gonna keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You're gonna be a priest of the Lord. You gotta uphold the law of the Most High, especially if you're going to enforce it. Okay, so let's read on. I will also forget thy children. Okay, meaning our descendants, our generations. You know, our generations, our children. They'll suffer from the same things that we suffer from. They'll suffer from police brutality. They'll suffer from systematic oppression. They'll suffer from it all because at the end of the day, we not coming back to the Most High. You understand? And that's what it's all. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? So let's read on. All right. That's it on that. All right. Oh, that's it on that. You know what I mean? But that's where we at. 130. Let's see. I might pull a few more of them things. You know what I mean? I might pull a few more. Salaki. Alright. No sweat. Okay. Let's see exactly. So we did that one. We did that one. All right. And then I know I pulled this a lot, but this is definitely, you know, one that we got to hear. You know what I'm saying? We got to hear this one. We going to Zephaniah 2 and 1. You know what I mean? This is definitely a wonderful thing to hear. Matter of fact, let me see. I pulled a different one before I pull that, actually. All right. I think it's saying Ecclesiasticus. Y'all bear with me 1 second. So I think we'll pull them two, and then I'm gonna pull. So bear with me. I'll probably try to pull like 4 more on y'all. All right. I think it's in the Apocrypha. All right. Y'all bear with me. I'm just trying to pull the scripture in the Apocrypha. It might be Deuteronomy 23:6. Let's go there. 23:6. Nah, this is not it. But I guess I can do it. I guess I could bust it down. No, this is where cats like to come and stuff like that. All right, no sweat. Let's go to it. Deuteronomy 23:6. All right, I'm still one I'm looking for is it Ezekiel? Okay, but I'm gonna just read this one for right now. This is we can use this. All right, thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity all thy days forever. You know what I mean? We should not seek our oppressor's peace. You know what I mean? That's not. We shouldn't seek listen. Seeking peace from our oppressor is like it's like a zebra trying to seek peace from a lion. That's just not going to happen. You understand? We sitting there like, why are you trying to? The nature of the lion is to kill the zebra. That's the nature of the lion, to hunt and kill the zebra. The zebra doesn't run to the lion and say, "Please don't kill my baby zebra," or something like that. But no, because he knows that the lion is coming to kill him. You know what I'm saying? So what does he do? He runs away from that lion. He separates himself from that lion. He gets away from the lion because he knows the lion is just a murderer. And that's what we should do. Never seek his peace. You know what I mean? Our oppressor is going to continue to be a murderer. You know what I mean? We have to understand that. That's something as a people we got to be able to understand. And because Christianity got such a chokehold on our people, it's hard for us to believe that because we think everybody gonna come to the light of Jesus Christ and God and the blood of Jesus. That's what we think. We think everybody gonna come to and just be so righteous and wonderful and marvelous together. And there's hope for everybody. And Jesus will change you. Jesus will help the police. There will be police reform. And all of this nonsense, man. You know what I mean? We think like that, but we should understand that we should never seek his peace. Like, how are we going to seek it? First of all, how are we going to seek the peace from our oppressor, and we've never even gotten, the justice for the things that he's done to us? So you telling me we just about to take that short? We going to just take all the L's that we done took from the oppressor and be like, man, you got that. I don't want no more smoke. I don't want no more smoke. You got it. I don't, listen, I'm good on all of that. I don't want no smoke. You got that. You know what I'm saying? That's nine to somebody, pulling the thing out on you. And you like, nah, you got it, and all of that, man. Nah, you ain't got it. You gonna get this. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna come up on me and then we seek talking peace treaties. There's no peace treaties. You take one of mine and we at war. There's no seeking peace. What peace are we gonna get? Like, how are we just gonna cop a plead with the oppressor? You telling me we are more justice, more peace? F the police, more justice, more peace. We gonna sit there and then once they do something, then now it's all good and solid? No, man. We should never seek the peace from our oppressor. You know what I mean? He must pay for his crimes. He must pay for what he's done. There's no copping, no pleads. You understand? We don't want to cop no plead from the oppressor. You know what I mean? We not gonna fold up. UPK don't fold. You understand? That's folding up. If you want peace from your oppressor, then you can go ahead. You fold up and you can take that. You can eat that. But if you want to be a soldier, if you want to fight against the oppressor, if you really do, which I think our people right now, I think our people do want to fight against the oppressor. You know what I mean? I'm seeing something very wonderful in our people. I'm seeing something very wonderful, and I said, man, we really want to fight against the oppressor. Well, here's 101. Here's Warfare 101. Warfare 101, never seek their peace, ever. You can't go to war and seek peace. Once you call it a peace treaty, the war is over. That's it. You understand? So you can't do that. You got a war until it's over, until the war is over. You understand? That's how you have to do. You got to go to war until the war is done. Until we've acquired the victory. Until we've taken the victory. Then it's over. You know what I mean? When they copping the pleads, when they begging and crying and screaming, please don't murder, please don't kill, please. Now it's on. Not saying that we gonna go murder or kill nobody, because that ain't what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But the scriptures say when Christ come back, it's gonna be as if he had a vesture dipped in blood. The scriptures also say, you know what I mean, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth our little ones against the stone. You know what I mean? That's justice. You know what I mean? When you copping the pleads, then, you know what I mean, we might ease up on you. Now we might ease up. But there's no copping, no pleads. We're not going to seek your peace. We're going to war until Christ returns. All right? Nor their prosperity all thy days forever. Like, listen, we should want America to stay shut down. We should want the shelter-in-place order to remain in effect. You understand? We should want, the phases to regress back to a shelter-in-place advisory. Why? Because that means that this kingdom is falling. We don't want to see America open back up. America opening back up means what? That means that they will begin to prosper again. They can start rebuilding. They can start coming up again. They can start getting more money. They can fix their economy. They can start making patches and putting bandages on, and then, man, almost had us. You understand? No, We want to see it. We want to see the kingdom get cut down. You know what I mean? We should pray to the Lord that He lets loose more plagues. You understand? That's what we should pray to the Most High for. We should pray to the Lord that He opens up the internet and the airwaves and our people hear what we're saying. You understand? And they start listening, really start listening, and coming and coming into the body full force, because they understand that Esau's kingdom is nigh onto a complete destruction, a complete fall. You know what I mean? And that's what we should pray for. We should pray for this kingdom to never open up again. You know what I mean? We should pray for it to just be destroyed and over with. And you know what I'm saying? And that more brothers and sisters, and this is a wonderful time to be in, because now we waking up, and it's more, our people, we are more receptive to hearing the truth about our oppressor and finding out the truth about ourselves in it all. You understand? So let's pray that the kingdom stays shut down. You know what I mean? Don't want to seek their prosperity. Don't hoping that the essential businesses open back up again. Don't hope that the non-essential businesses open back up again. We don't want the non-essential businesses to open back up. We don't want the essential businesses to open back up. We want the essential businesses to close too. Even though they open and stuff like that and they got all the right, we want the essential businesses to close too. You know what I mean? And then that way we'll be independent. You know what I mean? We'll be forced. It will be an involuntary independence that we will have to acquire, because we will no longer be able to be dependent upon the oppressor. We'll no longer be able to go to him for water and toilet tissue and food and clothing and la 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 la, because he won't have any more. Now what are we going to do? Are we going to starve? No, we ain't going to starve. We're going to get out there and we're going to get our own food. We're going to get our own clothes. We're going to get our own shelter. We're gonna have our own toilet tissue. We'll purify our own water. You understand? That's what we'll do. All right? We'll begin to do that. And it's wonderful. It'll be a wonderful thing. It won't feel wonderful, but it would be wonderful. We would be hungry. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be no McDonald's. You couldn't go to the McDonald's and grab a chicken sandwich or something like that. You couldn't pull up and get something at Dunkin' Donuts or what have you. You had to find them coffee. You had to find them coffee beans and grind them up and get it in and get your own thing rocking. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be as convenient initially, but eventually we would come to grow. And now you seeing it ain't no more Dunkin' Donuts popped up on the corner. It's a black-owned coffee shop right there. You understand? That's a Hispanic-owned coffee shop right there. That's not Bustelo. You understand? That's not Dunkin' Donuts. That ain't Maxwell. You know what I mean? That's a black and Hispanic-owned coffee shop. That's a Native Indian-owned coffee shop. You know what I mean? All of it. They got the pumpkin coffee in the native, you know what I'm saying? Like, you understand? We would be forced to separate. Never seek their prosperity. We don't want our oppressor to prosper. We want our enemies to fall. That's a part of warfare. Why would you want to see your enemy get rich? Okay? And the only reason you want to see your enemy get rich is so, when he falls, you can take all of his spoils. You can take all the spoils of war. You understand? That's the only reason you would want him to have anything, is so when he's finished, you can take it all. You understand? That's my goal. Give me that. That's, yeah, I like this. I'm taking that. Give me this. Run that. Whoop. You know what I'm saying? That's why you would want that to happen. Okay? So let's read on. Where we at? Deuteronomy 23 and thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. So yeah, once again, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. Now this scripture gets twisted a lot. And the reason why it gets twisted is because, once again, we suffer from that Christianity, that demon of the spirit, that the demonist spirit that Christianity puts on us. You know what I mean? We see thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. First of all, Salakia, abhor meaning to treat hatefully. Edomite. Edom is the progenitor of the so-called white races. So it's saying to not abhor an Edomite, right? So meaning we don't have to treat Edomites hatefully. We don't have to treat our oppressor hatefully because we are better than him. You know what I'm saying? You see a disabled, Edomite woman or something like that, and she's unable to open a door or what have you. Open the door for the broad. She's disabled, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Open the door. You know what I mean? You working at a fast food joint, don't oh, this is an Edomite. Hold that. Yeah. All that. Every time Edomite come in, I'm spitting in their coffee. Hold that. We're not doing that. We're not treating them hatefully. Okay? We're not going out here and running and gunning down police officers. We're not treating them hatefully. Okay? I see Edomites every day. I say, hey, how you doing? What's going on? All right, no sweat. You know what I mean? All right. I laugh, I smile. At the end of the day, I know this is the devil. You understand? I see them and I know, okay, this is the devil. And I'm going to watch him in all the ways that he moves. You understand? I don't trust him. However, I can deal with him cordially. I can be cordial with you. You know what I mean? I don't have to be, I'm going to trip this moment when he walk by, oh, dang, yo, you all right, bro? Dang, I didn't even mean to do that. Oh, man, you good? We not doing that, man. Come on. That's what it's talking about when it says thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. We don't treat our oppressor hatefully. We're not like him. We don't lynch, people for the color of their skin. You know what I mean? That's complete, idiocracy. Lynching somebody because they have white skin. You know what I mean? Which is what the oppressor does to us. Lynching people because they have black skin. You know what I mean? He doesn't hate rightfully. You know what I mean? He has a whole different system of hating. Okay? He has a whole different way. He treats us hatefully. You know what I mean? He puts, who does abhor us? The Edomites, they put crack in our neighborhoods. They abhor Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. You know what I mean? They incarcerate our people more than any other ethnic group on the face of the earth. And we are not even the greatest percentage of people collectively on the goddamn earth. You understand? Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. They hate us. You know what I mean? How in the heck can you say, see, y'all, it says thou shalt not, for somebody to even say thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, it shows, that they suffer from Stockholm Syndrome because they trying to love their master. You know what I mean? And then furthermore, it shows that they have a twisted and sick, distorted reality to think that we actually, because when they say hate, they think we out here looting and all of this crazy garbage and shooting white people and hanging white people and catching white people and killing them and things like that. We are not doing none of that. All we saying is that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's a murderer and you should separate from him. That's all. You understand? So, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Okay? Meaning Edom and Jacob, they both came out of the same womb. So this is talking about a fleshly connection that they had. For he is thy brother. Okay? This is not a spiritual connection. As you know, the Lord only deals with who? Isaac is the only one whose seed was called by the Most High. Okay? Not in Edom, but in Isaac. Isaac's seed was called. All right? So the Lord doesn't deal with everybody. We look at it because we are carnal people. You know what I mean? We look at it, we say, they came out the same womb. Well, then why are they related? Not knowing that the Lord can spiritually divide a people. If you look at it, yeah, we all came from the same people. Okay? If you go back to the beginning of time, there had to be the same people we all came from. Okay, right? That's the argument. Okay? Well, with that being said, no sweat. But now you can see how the Lord can spiritually divide people. Meaning these people have different mannerisms. They have a different culture, a different way of life. You know what I mean? Blase blah as to what defines them and makes them who they are versus this people. You look at Chinese people and you look at Africans, you don't say, well, ain't we all the same people? Ain't Chinese and Africans the same? No, the only time you hear that is when we say, you know what I'm saying, you should separate from the oppressor. And they say, well, don't all people come from the same place, brother? Why are we saying that? Because we trying to save the oppressor. That's it. We trying to love our master. That's it. You know what I mean? You never see nobody trying to make an African and an Asian the same people. You know what I mean? You never see that. But you do see so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians trying to make the oppressor our brothers. We are all one in Christ, brother. We all one in Christ. But let's read on. Because thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou art a stranger in his land. And the only reason we got a thing for Egyptians is because we think that we African, because the so-called white our oppressor told us that we Africans. You know what I mean? That's why we got a love affinity for Africans, because master said we African. You know what I mean? See, brother, you ain't supposed to hate the Africans neither. We don't treat Africans hateful neither. We don't spit on Africans. We don't punch them. We don't slap them. You know what I mean? None of that. We deal respectfully with everyone. Everyone we deal respectfully with. You know what I mean? I can't tell you. You ask anybody that meet a brother in the UPK, you're going to see that it's so, from what you've heard, is the complete adverse to what you are seeing in reality. You know what I mean? The distorted perception of the Israelite school of UPK is not what you come to find when you actually meet a brother in the UPK. You know what I mean? The reality of it is that we're not hateful. We don't spit on our oppressor. We don't kick them. We don't punch them. We don't shoot them. We don't stab them. You know what I mean? We don't try to, hustle them or anything like that. We are better than them. We don't have to do that. You understand? All we got to do is serve the Most High. And that's all we'll ever do, and we'll continue to do that. Okay? The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their third generation. Now, furthermore, this is another thing. Another thing is that they see this and they say, I thought we wasn't supposed to be mixing. I thought it wasn't supposed to be no interracial relationships and marriages between, so-called white people and Africans or what have you, and the Israelites. So it said, what are we talking about here when it says the children that are begotten of them shall enter into the, so what does that mean? Does that mean that the children that are begotten of the Edomites and the Egyptians, they're going to enter into the congregation of the Lord in their third generation? No. That's not what that's talking about. And because you don't understand the Bible, you know what I mean, which is understandable, but you could just come and sit down in class and we'll break it down to you. What this is talking about is because a man determines, what that child's spirit is going to be, what tribe he comes from. You understand? You know what I mean? Your father determines who you are spiritually, tribally, and what nation you come from. That's how that happens. What this is talking about is the children that an Israelite man has by an Edomite woman or an Egyptian. They shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord in the of the Lord. It's like, let me read one more time. The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their third generation. They will enter in their third generation because the Most High has a standard. You understand? So it's talking about because you are what your father is. So if an Israelite man, someone from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Ephraim, Manasseh, Zebulun, had a child by an Edomite woman, you know what I mean, they would not be allowed to enter into the congregation of the Lord until their third generation. And why is that? It's because the Most High has a way that he wants us to look that defines us as a people, and we can't achieve that by mixing with the other nations. You understand? So they wouldn't be able to enter into the congregation. The Lord has a standard that he wants our people to look like. You know what I mean? He wants our people to have a distinct look. And if we keep mixing with Africans and if we keep mixing with, Edomite women and Asians and things like that, now we start to develop we start to inherit some of their genetics. You know what I mean? Meaning their physical features will start to take a toll on us. You know what I mean? And then over time, we won't have that distinct look. You look at an Asian, and the Asian has a distinct look, and you're able to determine this is an Asian right here. You know what I mean? You look at a European, they have a distinct look, and you're able to say this is a European. You look at an African, the African has a distinct look, and you say this is an African. You know what I mean? Well, that's what the Lord wants with us. He wants us to have a distinct look that defines us. When people look at us and they say, "Oh, that's the Israelites. That's the Israelites." You understand? So that's what this is talking about. With that, we right up on the time. I don't want to really pull another scripture because then I'm gonna get all up in that thing. But let me check it out. I'm gonna check the thing out and see, what we looking like, what have you. All right. See if we got any questions or anything like that. If we don't, then I'm gonna just keep it pushing. Y'all make sure y'all stay locked in. You know what I mean? Make sure you fill out them attendance sheets for the online classes. Make sure you contact your city, the number for your city, and get up in there. So y'all put some boots on the ground, get your Hebrew name and all that. You know what I mean? And like, subscribe, share, and all that. All right. But let me just check the book real quick, and then after that, then I'm gonna slide off this joint, y'all. All right. All right. All right. No sweat. No sweat. All right. Hold up. Who this dumbass right here? Salakia. I'm going to deal with you. Marquisia Yehuda. Good night. Who the hell is a Yehuda? Check your Hebrew out real quick. Get that thing right, and then come holler back, all right? I don't know what you talk about letting white folks in here, but if you just listen, I just told you we don't allow white folks in the congregation. So your attention span is very short. I can clearly see that you have a short attention span and your intellect level is very, very low. You understand? You need to get in class. That's what you should do. And if you have a husband, then you should report to him and get off my video. Thank you. Okay? And to Darnell Thomas, listen, stop being caught up in conspiracy theory YouTube videos, man. Put down the blunt. You understand? That's the unicorn behind me. That's the symbol for Ephraim. You know what I mean? Get your facts straight before you try to come through and talking this nonsense, man. You know what I mean? What the heck are you talking about? Okay? Like, what, how in the heck is it satanic? I don't even understand. And it's shalom. It's not shalom. You know what I mean? You talking like your oppressor. You acting like you an Israelite, but you talking like the oppressor. You know what I mean? You also have a very low intellect level. All right? So, with that being said, y'all go ahead, you know what I'm saying? I pray the Lord y'all see the truth. Okay? But you did need to get checked. I'm sorry, you ain't gonna come on here talking that mess. But you do need to get checked. And Salakia, I had to do that. But it is what it is. Buckle down, get your facts straight, and then come holler at the priest of the Lord. Okay? So with that, shalom. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Ragathum, my brothers. Yahweh Shemor Lathan Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Shalom. That's how you say that.